celebrating big. On Saturday, October 11th, it's the Rev-Up St. Lucia 2nd Anniversary Old School Dance. And this year, we dedicate this celebration to the memory of the legend, Tony Paul. Forever part of the Rev-Up family and forever in our hearts. We're taking over Sandals Golf and Country Club from 8 p.m. Admission, just $50. And listen to this, 6 lucky patrons will each win $500. Plus dinners for 2 courtesy Sandals Halcyon, a day pass and meals from the Bellevue Hotel, a brand new smartphone from The Cell, and a spa treatments from Salua's Escape Day Spa. On the decks, DJ Shortman and the old school master himself, Andre Paul. This is the anniversary dance you can't miss. On Saturday, October 11th, it's the Rev-Up St. Lucia 2nd Anniversary Old School Dance.
Okay, up next we have Hard Drive. So please stand by. Remember, you can watch us live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and also live on X.
Rev-Up St. Lucia is located at Unit 4, Gablewoods Mall, Sunny Acres, Gas-Free St. Lucia. Tune in on 95.9 FM or online at revupslu.com. Call the studio at 572-9710 or WhatsApp 287-0971. Call the office at 572-0383 or 572-0215. Rev-Up St. Lucia, the alpha of radio.
Hard Drive brought to you the compliments of Rambali's Funeral Parlor, JJ's Paradise, and Joseph Shipping Agency. Joseph Shipping Agency, the only agency in St. Lucia with 24 hours efficient service. When everyone else is asleep, we are awake. Call Joseph Shipping Agency at 484-8888. That's 484-8888. Seafood Wednesday nights continue every Wednesday at the Mangrove at JJ's Paradise. Come get your seafood boil, grilled lobster, grilled fish, seafood Alfredo, seafood kebabs, and seafood pizza. Side dishes include seasoned rice, mashed potato, and tossed salad. Remember to always check JJ's Paradise at the Mangrove Marigo Bay for Seafood Wednesday nights. A special treat awaits you.
In moments of loss, finding comfort and support is essential. At Rambali's Funeral Parlor, we understand that every life is unique, and honoring that life is our mission. Our dedicated team is here to guide you through every step, offering personalized services that reflect the cherished memories of your loved one. From traditional funerals to modern celebrations of life, we provide a range of options tailored to your family's wishes. Whether it's a simple service or an elaborate tribute, we ensure every detail is handled with care. Let us help you create a meaningful farewell, honoring the legacy of your loved one. To learn more about our services, call 758-452-2021 Castries, 758-454-9239 Viewfort. Visit us at www.rambalisfuneral.com. Rambali's Funeral Parlor, where memories are cherished and love is everlasting.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night to our listeners and to our viewers in St. Lucia and across the globe, especially those of you checking us out on Facebook, on YouTube, and also on X. Welcome to Hard Drive for today, Monday, the 29th of September. My name is Andre Paul, the co-host of the show, none other than the lovely Kina. Kina, good to see you again. Welcome.
Good morning, Andre Paul. How are you doing?
I'm well.
That's good. It's good to see that smile on your face and that smile in your eyes as well. Yes. I haven't seen it in a few days, so that's great.
That is true. That is true. Yes. For obvious reasons, I imagine.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. How was your weekend? You had a nice weekend?
My weekend was pretty restful. I can't, go around not doing anything without Snow. She's everything. And good morning to the listeners, viewers, X, YouTube, Facebook, and not forgetting DBS and the listeners as well. We love you and thank you for making us your station of choice.
Let me just apologize to the folks at DBS because I know they had to hang on a little while till we started.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Things happen. I was trying my best to accommodate Mr. Steed. He called me just yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, so I said, he's my buddy. He's my buddy. He's also Tony's very, very good friend.
Very.
So we have to try to meet each other halfway, quarter way, or whatever the case, whatever the case may be.
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna have to talk about the funeral, right? I'm sure our listeners and viewers are curious to know exactly what happened because it wasn't live streamed.
No, it
although I rather suspect somebody probably did it anyway. I could be wrong. I
don't think no one. No.
Hmm?
I didn't see anyone with cameras in hand or anything of that sort. No. By now you would have known. Trust me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess you have a point there.
No,
I guess you have a point. Yeah. Okay. So before we move on, let me just remind our listeners about the menu for today at the Tommaso Bread Place. It's saltfish stew pigtail. Saltfish stew pigtail. That one sounds very, very interesting and different. Yes, saltfish stew pigtail.
Huh?
Yeah, saltfish stew pigtail.
So is it a mix of saltfish and pigtail?
I imagine. Yeah, this the saltfish is stewed. I imagine. I love that word stew. So that's stewed, and I guess the pigtail is added in there somewhere in there.
I've never had that before. That's just.
That's what you call thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
So it comes with a lot of other good stuff. Ground provisions. Yeah, I keep talking about gut health.
Gut health.
So the ground provisions, the lentils, the tossed salad, cucumbers, and avocado. You can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. Yeah.
That's a hearty meal right there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I'll fill you, man.
Definitely a hearty meal. Yeah.
Okay, so the Tommaso Bread Place today, saltfish stew pigtail with ground provisions, lentils, tossed salad, cucumbers, and avocado. And don't forget to sample their wide variety of sea moss flavors, including coconut, ginger, peanut, and peanut punch, and regular sea moss with flax seeds and chia seeds. All happening today at the Tommaso Bread Place. Okay, Kina, I just want to mention something because I was playing yesterday at the Bellevue Hotel. I was playing a variety of music. It wasn't just country and western. It was country and western, old school, new school. New school. In fact, there were some people there from, boys, amazing. Our black brothers and sisters, they look so much like Lucians. The people who are inside there, these are people from the States,
Okay.
Yeah, and they wanted to hear Patrice Roberts and this kind of thing. Of course, I have everything on my laptop.
Right there,
yeah. So that's what they wanted to hear. Of course, I had to try to play. And I saw a few of the white folks, man, when they were playing some of the things like, they had the heavy beats, like the Afro beats and this.
Afrobeats?
Yeah, you could see some of the foreign, well, let's say foreigners, the tourists, the white tourists, they're moving, man, in the water to this thing. I say, hey, wow, boy. They like it.
Afrobeats is the in thing. Everybody loves it, no matter what part of the world you are. There's something about the beat. There's something about it lyrically. If you don't really understand it, you will dance. You will move.
That's true. That's true.
It's different.
And last week, we were talking about, I think it was Jashai. We're talking about why is it that we move to music when we hear it? Why do we dance? What causes us to dance?
The beat, for one, and it's feel good. It's music. It's calming. It's soothing to the soul.
But why dance? Why don't we do something else?
What would you think we would have done?
I don't know. Yeah.
I guess we were taught to dance to music. But even though we were not taught, even as children, as babies, when they hear the beat, the first thing they do is nod. And, that's the first thing they do, even when they're not taught. I guess maybe it's
natural.
It's a natural thing. Yeah.
That's amazing. As to how we react to music. But anyway, the Bellevue, they had it was actually an all-inclusive vibe, okay? And it was really, really, really nice. Really nice. I mean, the food was great. The food was really, really great. And, of course, the atmosphere, and you have the staff and so on. And in the final analysis, the staff were there enjoying themselves. Imagine that.
That's good.
Because, generally you have a certain... there's a demarcation between the staff and the guests and so on. But those people there from Belgium, man, the staff were enjoying themselves. I was like, wow, that's so cool. That's so cool. That's what I do to share that. So it's an all-inclusive vibe that they have there on a Sunday.
Every Sunday?
Yeah, and it's they're actually encouraging St. Lucians to come there.
Okay, great.
Yeah, to enjoy it. It's really good.
It's good when you go somewhere, Andre, that the staff are dancing and they're part of it. Because a lot of the times people, some employees think, okay, the staff, you have one work to do, and they don't incorporate them in anything really. And some of them could be very mean. And if you want your staff to allow your business to be successful, you need to also treat them well. So it's great that, that there's a balance of sorts in there.
I was so happy to see that. And I mean, they knew at a certain time of the day that it was work time. But the minute things were a little quiet, and everybody was dancing, they were in on it. It was so cool, and the management, part of it as well. Really, really, really nice atmosphere.
Good to see that. So
really
every
nice
Sunday, what's the cost? Do you know?
Actually, I didn't pay. I didn't know.
Okay.
Because after decided, I said, but wait a second here. Wait a second. How do I pay for this? I'm actually asking myself, how do I pay for it? And I went to the guy, his name is Jaffrey. He's the entertainment manager. And I said to him, excuse me, Jaffrey, how do I pay for this? He said, no, it's all inclusive. I said, oh gosh, so how do I pay for it? He said, no, the fact that you got through there, you didn't, you save, you're fine. Yeah, man, so that's just so cool.
Definitely a Sunday live that anybody wants to go, just have fun, have something great, really delicious to eat. It's the spot to be.
Oh yeah, that's for
It's
sure.
good.
And I think they plan to have some ads and so on our station.
Nice.
Yeah, so
That's good.
looking forward to that.
That's good.
So as I just mentioned that. So I was at Bellevue yesterday. Now, on Saturday night, I was at a fundraising event in Bardini. And this is for a child who apparently has not been able to walk since she was born. Or either because since she was born or soon after she was born. And the surgery is very, very expensive. It's for both her legs, right? And the surgery has to be done in Martinique. So the cost of the surgery is $100,000.
What?
So it's $50,000 per leg.
My word.
It's a lot of money.
That's easy dollars.
That's easy. It's a lot of
I
money.
can't begin to imagine what the parents are going through, having
Well,
to, you know.
I'm glad you said that because I could imagine what they're going through right now. I went to the dance and I said to myself, maybe he made a little mistake by not saying in the ad who the dance was for. Because they call it the miracle dance.
Right.
So maybe again, and I'll have a little chat with him, maybe he assumed that people in the community knew it was for that child.
Right.
I'm just making assumptions. I haven't spoken to the gentleman. I can imagine how he's feeling right now. And I'm getting to why I'm saying that. When I got to the place, it was not a huge place, to be honest with you. And you could still count the number of people who were inside there. It wasn't a huge venue at all, by no stretch of the imagination. And you could count the number of people inside there. I almost said to him, maybe it makes sense if I don't even play. But I say, you know something?
Still going to.
I'm here. I'm here.
Right.
Let me make sure I play for the gentleman. And so I started playing, of course. And I couldn't believe it by 1 o'clock so. I don't know what was wrong. Honestly, I do not know what was wrong. And I was asking other people who were there with me at the time, what could have caused that? People just filed past. They just left. Just left about 1 o'clock in the morning. They just left. And they were dressed nicely and everything, those who did come. Then the gentleman now, he was at his name is Franklin. He was at the bar. And I was looking at him, checking his demeanor and so on. He actually came on the microphone. He asked to speak on the microphone, and he said that there's food available. Apparently there's a lot of food there, and there were a lot of drinks as well. So he really did a good job in catering for the patrons. So there's lots of food and a lot of drinks at the bar, and I don't think he did very well at all. I called another gentleman from the community who I know, and he's listening right now. I haven't bothered to say his name. It's not really relevant. And I asked him, what do you think had gone wrong? Because he was there. And he said, Andre, I have no idea. He said, maybe people didn't know who it was for. He was just speculating.
That's a possibility, and also could be a thing where we hear so many of these happening. Maybe the time that it happened, maybe people haven't, gotten paid as yet. They don't have the money to come out. Could be a number of reasons, but if there are any other ways that people within the community or people within, no matter where in St. Lucia you are, that we could support the cause, then that would be important for us to know as well. So we could give back, to give to this child.
So the next time, if he's having another one, I'll make sure I say to him, mention the child's name. At least that, so people will know.
Yeah.
Because I know normally in the communities, once you have these fundraising events, people come out in huge numbers. But I don't know if it's the venue maybe, because the venue was small. So people probably had an idea as to where it was taking place. So honestly, I've been trying to figure out what could have gone wrong there, because I know the gentleman is really struggling to get that money for that child.
Yeah.
Okay? So, Mr. Franklin, if you're listening, I will certainly, reach out to him a little later today.
Later on.
Yeah. And besides, I already made up my mind. I would not be charging the gentleman for me playing. As a matter of fact, when I got there, I actually paid for me to go inside.
Oh,
when
great.
when I asked them what's the cover charge, they said there's no cover charge. Right?
It's just a support by buying
drinks and food and so on.
It was free, basically.
Yeah, and I said no, let me pay.
Wow.
So I said let me pay. I will not charge him for playing, and I will not charge him for the ads either. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know the situation. So it's just really, really, for me, I felt it. All yesterday I was talking to those who are close to me. I said, boy, I really feel it for that gentleman.
I can imagine. And if you're listening right now, you're from that area, whatever you can do to help support that cause so that little girl can walk again, please do. And if you're listening to us or watching online, whether you're in the diaspora, you're in St. Lucia, you're watching on DBS, you could call us, let us know. We could get the information for you. I'm sure Andre has it. And maybe there's a bank account that you could, deposit monies on and help this child be able to walk.
The gentleman has been struggling with this thing for years.
Okay.
For years. And I'm sure it's taken a toll on him, his family, and so on, because he's married. I'm sure it's taken a toll. I could see he's lost a lot. He's lost a lot of weight over the years and so on. Yeah, but he's trying.
There's
he's
only
really
so
trying.
much that you could do as well, because we do not have facilities for that to happen here. So obviously the cost would have gone up, and medically, any surgery and anything else is very, very costly. It puts a dent into your finances, and that's the most difficult thing about it. So if they've been dealing with it for years, I can imagine financially how they've been struggling. And now, so whatever we could do, whatever you can do as well to help, please do.
Indeed. Thank you very much for saying that. So I'll give him a call a little later today. Let me hear, his analysis of what happened there. And just on an upbeat note, I was at Release Stress Bar on Friday.
Is it result?
Yeah, that's in Labrie.
Oh.
So that, of course, is on another level. On another level. These people come there to have their pork and so on and other things. At Release Stress Bar, they're famous for producing those things or putting together those things. And they had the usual crowd there. I was there with DJ Stormy. Well, let me just apologize publicly to DJ Stormy. I really thought that there was somebody starting the dance like maybe about 4 o'clock in the afternoon kind of thing, and then Stormy takes over maybe about 8. But when I got there, I said, Stormy, what time do you want to play? Because I got there like a minutes to 11. He said to me, right away. So I said, okay, no problem. I said, you coming back, right? You coming back to play? He told me, no. I said, why not? He said to me, he's been not playing from 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I said, what? So I had to apologize profusely. I didn't know he was there playing for that long. Wow, that is, trust me, that is tough work.
Yeah, it is.
That's tough work.
It is to be playing for that long.
So DJ Stormy, let me apologize to you, partner. Honestly, I really didn't know. I thought he was playing maybe from 8 o'clock kind of thing.
Like
there was somebody starting the dance, but he actually was there from 4 right up until 11. I feel really bad.
Yeah, it's not as easy as people think it is. It is tough.
But I apologize profusely to him. Okay, so Kina, with the few minutes that we have left, let's just talk about what happened at the funeral.
Right.
From my perspective, I think it was a beautiful service. It was a beautiful service. It was well attended. Even the priest remarked. He said, wow, he was kind of freaking out on the attendance because imagine the church was full.
Yeah, it was full.
It was full, and he was saying that that goes to show the impact that Tony had on the community / the country. And it's a strange thing. I think maybe Tony used to underestimate himself, because whenever he introduced himself to anybody, he said he would say, I'm Tony Paul. He said, I'm Andre Paul's brother.
Yes, he always said that. He did.
I'm Andre Paul's brother. Because people figure, okay, I know Andre kind of thing.
All the brother, everybody knows you, so it's easy to say Andre Paul's brother, and then
But he was wrong. He was dead. Sorry. Let me not use that word. He was wrong. I mean, Tony is a well-loved individual.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And well respected as well in the field.
In the field, especially.
People love, definitely.
I think people realize what he brought to the table.
Oh, yeah, very unique individual. We are all unique in our way, but Tony had a different umph, to him, his voice, his charisma, not forgetting his honesty. Oh my gosh.
It was brutal. It was brutal. Yeah. Because remember times we'd be there talking and he said, I might as well just say it straight up.
Yes.
And he says something.
He says it straight up.
Some brutal thing.
Yeah. But he always, the good thing about him is, Tony as well, in his honesty, if he realizes that anyone was hurt, he was quick, to say, you know what, I'm sorry about that. There were changes, and he is missed. There's so many things, and I think the listeners could take away, even in listening to music. So sometimes people have gone, they're no longer with us, but you hear a song and that brings back either something that he may have said or something of that sort, and his caps.
Yeah. Oh yes.
That too, on his love for football. So there's so many memories that family, you yourself and Zen and family members can remember him for, and the listeners as well and viewers. He was just totally loved.
In terms of his performance on air, there's some things that we all excel at. Okay? Yes, it's true, we're all broadcasters, but there's some things that we really excel at. With me, I think I read pretty well.
Right.
Okay? I mean, I'm not perfect, but I think I read pretty well. With Tony is a master ad-libber.
Oh,
Ad-libber.
yes.
He ad-libs. I mean,
Ooh.
it's amazing. There are times I have left downstairs to come up to the attic here where we have our studio. So I leave downstairs and I come here to tell him something. I have to go back downstairs, because he's just there.
He's just
by himself there, just talking away.
Yeah.
He's a master at this thing. He can ad-lib. And not many people are able to do that.
Not many can do that, no.
I'm not very good at it, to be honest with you.
It's very difficult to do.
Yeah, to speak to yourself, basically. That's what it is.
Well, that's what radio personalities do. You speak to yourself pretty much, and you have to connect with the listeners in some way.
Wow.
And apart from him just being master at ad-libbing, he's very creative. When he thinks of something as relates to station IDs or promos and stuff, he was on the ball. Very, very quick. His mind, he was always going.
Yes.
Always in thought of what next to do,
As a matter of fact, he produced some station IDs before he passed. And I make sure I honor him by ensuring that all these are produced.
Yes.
Right? The producer already has them.
Right.
It's just a question of getting it going.
Getting it over.
So
right.
that's his last gift to Rev-Up. Yeah, because he was really good at that. Really good at putting those station IDs / jingles together, and he could write a good promo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, write a good promo.
Yeah.
And when you consider when we consider where we came from. When I say where we came from, and I'm not saying this to put down our parents or anything like that. We came from a sort of semi-literate background. So when you're not brought up in an environment where academics is this huge thing for a lot of parents, there's some parents who able to assist you when you have your homework and things like that. We didn't really have that. Another thing, we didn't go to the preschool and this sort of thing. So remember I kept telling you we had to play catch up. When I went to what they call TABC back in the day, I couldn't even write my name. I couldn't write it. And the teacher said to me, which I remember up to this day, I must have been at least 5 years old around that time, and I remember it as clear as daylight. She said to me, "You cannot write your name?" Yeah, it was a teacher from La Clery. She had long passed, right? So we were playing catch up, right? Tony as well. And I see the potential that we had. It's just that it was not nurtured. Right. It was not taken from where it was to where it could have been. You understand?
Yes.
But that didn't stop us from being good at what we finally decided to do. All the things I wanted to do, I have, and I still have other things which I plan to do. And the same thing would apply for Tony. So when I think about the fact that we're always playing catch up, I mean, you have to say bravo to people like Tony.
Oh yeah.
You have to really say bravo.
The hand that he was dealt with, he used it to help propel himself.
Amazing.
And he embraced it as well. It's one thing to go after your dreams, but to embrace your career path. Tony did that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we really have to tip our hats to Tony and so many others. This morning I had a guest here. Master's Steed, or Master's Backsteed, and he was talking about his journey as well. Almost the same thing. He wasn't really great at academics. Okay, he was into sports, and I was asking him this morning, how did his mother, how was she able to maneuver that sort of thing? Because when we see our children moving in that direction, we get very scared.
Yeah,
because we know
the potential isn't really there.
In
where
St.
are you
Lucia.
going with that in St. Lucia?
Yeah, where are you going with that?
You can't really do much.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Bax admitted that, Marcellus Steed, he admitted that it's a balancing act,
Mm-hmm.
right? You have to make sure you have the academics, because as I was saying, well, you need to know how to write, you need to know how to read, you need to know one or two, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
At least the basics, so you can get along.
You could get along.
Because imagine you in this world and you don't know how to read. Oh my gosh,
That's, oh my gosh.
That's a
that puts you
nightmare.
in a back burner instantly.
yeah.
Reading and writing is very, very important. If you can't, people take advantage of it.
And I'm very, very happy to hear the current administration now finally stepping in and assisting parents with what they call it, preschool
yes.
education.
Yeah.
This is huge.
It is.
That gives you a huge advantage.
A huge advantage in infancy,
Yeah.
because it sets the tone for what's going to happen next in your life. Because a lot of parents, they're not able to afford, even sending their children to preschool even now.
Let me tell you,
So that's amazing.
you look at my handwriting, right? You see this madness?
It's
That's
not
the-
madness.
Now, I mean, I can do better than that. I can do better. It's just that I was in a hurry at the time, so I can do better than that. But I was never, I didn't learn what they call a cursive.
Oh, really?
Sometimes when I go to the bank and I see the young men and the young ladies doing this thing, they write so beautifully. And I go, what, boy? I even feel a little jealous. Say, well, how are they able to write? But that's what
Yeah,
they were taught.
at school.
So the
yeah.
preschool, the early learning, it's really, really crucial, as you said there, to shape
Yes, to shape
those
yeah.
children and to give them that edge.
That early start is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Very. We underestimate it, but it's very, very important.
Yes.
The environment the child grows up in, too, is just as important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Tony, to his credit, he had a way of switching on and off, right? When Tony is on the air, he's this character. Okay, he has this character, this other side of him, and then when he goes off and now, it's somebody
to normal.
totally
Yeah.
different, right? That's how I think maybe he was able to connect with his friends and so on, because he didn't go and have any airs and speaking in a particular type of way
Right,
that
right,
maybe
right.
they feel uncomfortable. He was able to mix with the fellas then, and when you see he gets on the air now,
It's a totally different thing.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was running a little late that day because I was making a lot of, I'm talking about the day of the funeral, I was making a lot of rounds. I had to, because my family was in St. Lucia, my sister was here, my eldest daughter was here, my youngest daughter in Nairobi, she was here, Hassani, my son, my only son, so far.
In who you were well
So
pleased.
far, well pleased, yes. I'm sure you're well pleased with as well with him.
He's so talented, never tell you.
And he's a gentleman.
Gentleman. Too.
He's a real gentleman.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, cool and calm,
Yeah,
quiet,
very
very
calm.
respectful. Even the staff downstairs, they were saying, "Wow, he's really respectful."
Very respectful.
Yeah, and the way he conducts himself,
The
so
way
I'm
he
very proud.
carries himself and so on, he's a man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
definitely a gentleman, I should say.
That's right.
Yeah.
So everybody was there. So I'm the main person providing transportation. So it was
Yeah.
really, 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 really crazy for me. And the traffic going up north, I had to be going up north 2-3 times for the day. Man, listen, I got so frustrated with this thing, right? But thank God, and let me use the opportunity right now to thank Anthony. Anthony was thinking outside the box.
Your best.
Yes. He called me and he said to me, I want to lighten your burden. Okay? So he made arrangements. With a particular person who has a taxi to go pick up my family up north. I said, boy, Anthony, thank you so much.
That's amazing.
Thank you so much, because that means I'd have to go home, take a shower, go back up north again. And the traffic was crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, it's like I said, from Friday, all day Friday, Saturday, same thing. Sometimes even Sunday to some degree. I guess maybe it's just too many vehicles on the road.
Too many vehicles on the road.
Yeah. So
I'm happy that he stepped in to help. That's true friendship, right?
So
there.
Anthony, thank you.
Respect, Anthony.
Yeah, thank you very much for doing. And I told him thank you anyway. I really, really thanked him. To his face, right?
That's
Thank you
great.
very much for doing what you did. So anyway, that enabled me now to get to the funeral home about 5 minutes before the casket was actually closed.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got there like 5 minutes to 1. They were supposed to be stopping at 1 o'clock. So I got there 5 minutes to 1. I was able to go in and to see Tony for the last time. Yeah. And he looked different. And I guess for obvious
He
reasons.
had a smile on his face. I was able to see
You felt
him on
there was
Friday.
a smile?
Yeah, I went with my friend Juanita, so she took me on Friday morning, and I was able to see him. He just was so peaceful, and he had, for me, he had that smile on his face. So yeah, and I touched him too.
To me, the man looking dead serious there.
Nah. If you ask Juanita, she'll tell you the same thing. Because I said, Juanita, did you see him smiling? And she said, yeah, I saw him smiling too. So I wasn't the only one. He had that smile on
And
his
let me let our listeners and viewers know that his wishes, he wanted to be buried in his football garb.
Yeah, that was red.
Yeah,
and
his
white,
football garb.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really moving for me. It was really sad to see him go before me. As I said, I've said it previously.
You said it before. Yeah.
I really imagined the two of us getting old.
Old together.
Not too old,
but you know.
Yeah, that we were there.
Remembering those childhood days and everything else, and you know, catching up, and you know, maybe drinking. He would be drinking coffee sometimes, and you would be maybe having a sip of water in your old age or something.
Exactly.
Maybe both of you have dentures by now.
And we're just there sitting watching the lovely girls go by.
Yes.
And we can't do anything.
You can't do anything.
That's what I imagined.
Oh my gosh.
But I guess the good Lord had different plans.
Other plans, yeah.
So as I said, I saw him, and it was really moving for me. The last time I saw him, and I thought that was the last time I would be crying, to be honest with you. Right? I thought that was the last time. But boy, when we got to the kind of close to the altar, where the priest said to me to remove the drape over the coffin. I couldn't do it. The same thing, I couldn't do the eulogy. If I had tried that, I would just mess it up.
No, because by then you're now realizing, hey, this is it. This is the final moment. I can't go back. There's no bringing him back. So you wouldn't have been able to get into that space to do that. It'll be very, very difficult for you. Extremely difficult.
And thank God, Bax, I called Bax, and
he was able,
and he said yes,
he was able to do that.
Although he said to me, he thought probably he couldn't do it because he was going through his own issues as well.
He
with
handled
Tony.
himself well,
yeah,
actually.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Himself well.
So he did it, and I want to thank him. I thanked him this morning, but I thank him again. And then now the priest said to me, well, he asked everybody to come, the family to come and gather around the casket. And he said to me to remove the drape. By the time he did that, I said, no, I don't want to do it. Because I figured I would break down if I did that.
If you did it.
And when he said now to put your hand on the casket, that was it again. I said, wait, monsieur. At that point there,
because you really know at that point there, hey, that's it.
That's it.
That is it. There's no coming back. Because leading up to the funeral, you're up and about, preparing, connecting with people, taking calls, responding, calling back, and so on, and dealing with funeral arrangements and dealing with your own grief. But on that particular day, as much as you're still going through that process, it's a bit calmer, somewhat, and it's then you have to really get to the point where I can't see him again. Now he's in the coffin, it's closed, I can't open it, and I know what's going to happen after that. So getting into that space to, get that drape removed, that was the most difficult thing for you.
It was really, 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 I couldn't do it. So the priest did it himself. Yeah. Let me just take the opportunity to thank all those who assisted in whatever way, right? Coming to the funeral, as a matter of fact, to take the time to be there.
Yeah.
I saw so many people I hadn't seen in years. Some I recognized, some I didn't recognize. They had to actually ask me, who's there talking to you?
Right.
So I hadn't seen a lot of them, especially a lot of the old Leclerc boys and girls and so on. So quite a few people came out. Some of them who are my current friends, because over the years you make new friends. So they all came. So I want to thank you, for the support, for being there. For those of my family who are around me, right, and help me to stand strong. Yeah, I wanna thank you all for doing that. I really appreciate that. Even little Nairobi. Nairobi was there.
So cute.
Little Nairobi was there, boy. She stood. My son said to me, Dad, that's the first time in 28 years I've ever seen you cry. It's true. I don't cry that easily. And if I did, I was really feeling it. I even thought maybe I'd run out of tears, over the years.
You did say something. You did say something to that effect a few months ago that, hey, you ain't crying no more. But, it's death out of the plans. When you're so close to someone, then, it really brings out something different in you. Yeah.
So Tony's body was wheeled out and taken back to the funeral home for cremation the following day. I must admit, I was too exhausted to go to Vieux-Fort to view the cremation, but other friends and family went, and they said that to them it's a very, as they see it, it's a scary experience. Yeah, the way the cremation, the whole process and everything. Yeah. So the question, let me just tickle your brain there right now. The question is, which is worse? When I say worse, don't misunderstand me. All due respects, right, to the whole process. But apparently, it's a scary thing seeing the fire and seeing
and the smell that comes with it and all that.
Yeah,
it's like you just go in this thing.
Oh, so you've witnessed it already?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have never witnessed it, but I've heard.
It is scary. The sounds, the fire, everything. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Somebody even said there's a crackling of bones,
burning and stuff like that. Yeah.
It's something else. But I was thinking, and I said to myself, you know something? I think that's how I want to go. The cremation. Yeah. I don't think I want to be down in 6 feet underground, having my body producing. What it produces, right? Exactly, and the whole process. So I think each of them is quote unquote horrible. You understand what I'm saying?
For us, for the dead person, they don't know, they don't feel anything after that point. They're already dead. But just thinking about what's going to happen to you and knowing that worms are going to be eating you up.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
You're in this casket, you can't get out. It's so dark. Just imagine you're terrified of the dark already, and you're knowing, hey, that's where I have to be for like forever.
That's right. Forever. You're just there. And what all that's left, all due respect, folks, I'm not making light of it, is just bones in the final analysis.
Yeah.
In the final analysis. So honestly, I think I want to go that way. No. Let me take that back. I told my friend, I told my family, yes. I told my family, okay, that's it. That's what I want. End of story. Yeah.
I want to be cremated as well.
Yeah. I think moving forward, most people will probably opt for cremation. I believe so.
Yeah.
And it's not a new practice though.
No, it's not.
It's been around for eons. Even back in the days of the Bible, that was there. The Bible didn't tell you cremation. It says there was a great burning.
That's
what it says. A great burning.
Yes.
So it's nothing new. It's after a while. I think since the time of the Romans and so on, when they came on the scene, then they changed things. That's why they had Jesus Christ. Remember, they had him in a sort of cave thing for the 3 days and this sort of thing. Because you remember one time, I think when one of Jesus' friends was in a cave, and who was it again? Look, I'm forgetting his name. That's one of his best friends, Jesus' best friend. Look, I'm forgetting his name. Hey, bon Dieu. Anyway, so the Martha, I think that was the sister of the deceased, when Jesus said to remove the stone, and she said, Master, he's been there for how many days? There will be a stench. You understand? So that had changed over the years.
Yeah, because there are things that they're using, so they will not be. Yeah.
So I rather suspect a lot of people will be opting for cremation in the not too distant future. But what I fear is that the cost is gonna skyrocket.
It's a lot cheaper. It's a lot cheaper than going through the process of getting the caskets and so on, and whatever, and the plot and everything. But I hope it stays the same. I mean, it's just one thing, just go whatever. I hope it doesn't change.
I'm sure it will. Because
I think it will, but I'm hoping that me always trying to be optimistic here.
That's true.
So I really hope that it's a cheaper way to go. So why not?
Yeah. So the other things, of course, we have to learn from that, because again, it was a sudden death. We don't expect to die every day. Even if we were old, we still don't expect to die.
Well, one thing God said for sure in His Word is that death is inevitable. It's part of the life, and a lot of people take each other for granted. You need to do for people what you want now, because a lot of people have a tendency to get angry, to belittle people, to think they could disrespect you wherever you are, however, and think that it's okay. But they never know what's going to happen 2 days or how many hours down the line. Being one with someone and showing kindness takes nothing from you. Absolutely nothing. The way that person feels in the process of you yelling or being condescending and being just mean altogether, the harsh words you speak you can never take it back. Yes, it's true that you could come back later and say, I'm sorry, but it doesn't change how that person felt in that moment. And the person will have to get to that space to say, you know what? Okay, I accept it. I forgive you. But it takes a lot of work. Instead of getting for that, all that aspect of the person having to go through it and, you know, finding that forgiveness within themselves and finding healing, it's difficult actually. And you now realizing, hey, I really messed up, I shouldn't have done that. Think of what you need to do first. Just be kind, be nice. Yeah, because that sometimes the person will never look at you the same way again. And they will never, and people wonder, hey, but why is that that person is pulling away from me? Why is that the person isn't too interested in doing things for me? But you fail to realize it's something that you may have done or said to that individual that contributed to that person acting that way. And when that person is gone, it's too late. You cannot undo what you've done. And some people go into, oh, I should have known. If I had known, you know, now they're still there. So do it now.
I agree with you. So I was just talking about a couple of things. So I'm glad you went down that road. So let me just add to what you're saying by reminding our listeners and our viewers, in the last 2 years, I mean, my brother and myself were always close, all right? We did everything together. Up to yesterday, I was saying again to my family that I was passing on my way to Belgium, and I showed them the houses I used to go as a little boy selling the Voice newspaper. I said, look, I used to go to this house and that house and the other. I'm saying all that. And I said, Tony used to hit the other side, which was the CDC area there. Everything, right? We did everything together. So we had a very, very, very close relationship. Of course, you know, when you get older, then
Things
you know
change,
your interests change and this sort of thing.
So on,
But one thing that, and I guess maybe I don't know, maybe that's a plan from God. I don't know. But the last 2 years since we started working on this project here, the radio station, we just basically reconnected, okay, on a much deeper level. And for me, I have no regrets. Because the last 2 years, yes, we had a couple of arguments as anything else. You know, this is life, right? Yeah. But nonetheless, next minute we were back together again, like normal. I give him that. He was very, very he was very mature in his behavior. He didn't take it personal. You understand? He said what he had to say. You say what you have to say, and we don't take it personal that we hold it against each other. So I feel very, very happy that over the last 2 years, our relationship blossomed even more, and we got a lot closer. So I have no regrets where that is concerned.
I'm happy to hear that. And sometimes we hear our life is already predestined. You know, yes, it's true. There were times where, you know, he moved away. He was out of St. Lucia. You working, not seeing him as often when you did, but coming back within the last 2 years, that was something special. You know, God already knew what was going to come in the next, you know, few months. So he prepared you for that. And there's no regrets because, you know, hey, you can't go back and say, you know what, shish, I should have. Because within those 2 years, there's so much that y'all did together.
You know what I used to like? I used to like the most? When, for example, I have some goodies, right? Whether I get the good, it doesn't matter where I get the goodies, I would call him and say, hey, Tony, I have such and such a thing there, right? I'm bringing for you, right? Then he'd do the same thing. Hey, Andre, I have so-and-so. I'm bringing it for you. I'm coming now. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
I really used to appreciate that. So he'd go collect stuff and share with me. I would share with him, right? And I remember during the time when I was at the hospital, Tony was the one who was there, you know. I mean, yes, I had other friends. I had other friends there. But he was the one. He was really, really there. And I've never forgotten that. Never forgotten. Sometimes where maybe financially things are not so great with him, I make sure I check for him, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah. So I have no regrets where that is concerned. So I'm glad you made the point there, because some people don't do what you just said there. They don't try to fix it, right? They just leave it.
People are just mean all around. I don't understand how people walk for life and they're just mean. I wonder how they sleep at night. Sometimes, like, just mean. There's no way of you going and saying, hey, but we have to think about what happens to us after we're gone, because you being mean-spirited, that's all you're going to be. I don't know about people coming like, that's all you're going to be remembered for. I remember at school, there was this one particular person. She wasn't mean to me, but she was mean to other people. And when she died, that's all I remembered.
That she was mean.
I'm being honest.
Although she wasn't mean to
Although
you.
she wasn't mean to me, but that's all I remembered. And funerals is not something that I love going to. I hate going to funerals. And someone called and said, "Hey, are you going?" I'm like, "No." To do what? Exactly. I'm not going to cry. She's passed on. I respect. I'm going to extend condolences to her family. But it's like the same thing I feel in life. I didn't judge her or anything, but there's no need for me to go, and we have to think about these things, because some people say maybe that's someone's temperament. We all have different temperaments, but there are some people that are just mean, and people would be like, how could you be mean to someone and then keep walking like you didn't do anything?
And while we're here, we have an opportunity to change that.
And that's the most important thing. If you realize that, hey, you were mean to someone, or you may have said something that potentially, even though the person didn't say anything, it is now time for you to make it right. As parents, as guardians, brothers, sisters, sometimes, you're having a bad day. Sometimes we are quick to judge or assume, and in judging or making up assumptions, you react a particular way. But when you realize, hey, okay, apologize. And not just apologize. You have to work on not being quick to judge, because that sets up a tone for what follows next. And even with me, it's something that I practice all the time, and just yesterday I called my mom and I said to her, something happened to me on Friday, and I spoke to her about it. And obviously she's my mom, so she will hurt. I mean, somebody did something to your child or spoke to your child in a particular way, you will hurt. And I called my mom back and I said, Mom, please do not, take this to heart. This person may have been going through something that I do not know what they're going through. On my end, I'm going to release this person. I'm not holding this person in my heart, and I do not want you to do the same. And she's like, my stepdad was like, whoa, I can't believe you just did that. And I said to my mom, no, I want you to go to heaven with me. So yeah, you're my mother, someone hurt me, and you're going to hurt as well. But let's forgive that person together. And I had that conversation with my mom, and that she was like, yeah. And that's something that I'm practicing. Even when I may say something to a friend or family member or so on, and they're telling me, in that time is the time for you to also say, give that person grace. You may not know what they're going through. Don't hold that person. Don't hold any grudges. And I do not want you, as my friend as well, to hold any grudges towards that person. Because sometimes someone comes to you and says, Andre, that happened to me. And you're like, huh? Why that person did that? And and you holding the grudge, and that person done forgive already. And then two you see that person, arm in arm, talking and everything. You're like, huh? After all what this person did to you? But that person have already made amends. And you are not the one that person did anything to, but because of your love and your care for this family member or friend, you kept it there, you held it, and you develop that animosity towards that person. Now we need to be able to practice now that, hey, somebody says, you know what, this person hurt me, let's work at it together. And that's where too crime comes in, anger, resentment, and all in our society. But we need to, be able to raise each other up so we all could be better. I want to go to heaven. I don't know about you. You want to go to heaven too. You go to heaven with me. I want to see you there too. And that's what I keep saying to my friends and my mom. Like, hey, when I go, I want you there too. When I get there, I want you to be there too. So let's do this together.
So there's a final thing I want to talk about just before we end, because we have to do the shout-outs. Are we able to do the shout-outs?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, man.
Just a final thing I want to mention. Again, when we live our lives in such a way that we don't expect to go so early, right? And Tony was like that. So right now, Tony died what they call intestate. Okay, that means he does not have a will. So I'm saying this for myself and so many others who have not done a will as yet, to make sure we do that, because it makes life so much easier and less complicated for the people you have left behind.
Yes.
Okay, I just thought I should just mention that because it is important. So now, right now, there's certain things that have to be dealt with, right? Certain legal matters and so on, and without a will, it just complicates it.
Complicates it.
So that's the next step now, to go to this organization, that organization, this and that and the other, to get things straightened out. hopefully get things straightened out.
It's
I
important. We
I
don't
mentioned
think
that.
about it, but it's important. You know, to
It's
have
very,
a-
very
a-
important.
Yeah.
Yeah. We make a lot of assumptions. We are assuming things that things will fall into place, but you do not know, boy. The law is so strange, so funny. That's why I want. In fact, as a matter of fact, I want to introduce a law program here on Rev-Up.
That'll be great.
Yeah. I'm already in talks with a lawyer, at least two of them, to see how soon we can start that program. All right. So I thought I should just mention that. Those of you who have not done a will as yet, listen, we're not here forever. We do not know when we are going. Right? And Tony's a perfect example of that. Could be me tomorrow, myself. But now that this has happened, I know for sure, although generally, the law says certain things about certain situations,
Yes.
and it's kind of clear. There are certain situations now where it's not so clear-cut. So, but just to avoid that, the best thing is to prepare a will. All right?
Yeah, I have to agree.
Alrighty. So, yeah. So,
Ready for the
I want
shout-outs?
to talk about, just one second, I want to talk about the police and that incident with involving Tony's home being burglarized and so on. But not now. At the appropriate time, I want to make
Okay.
a comment.
All right.
Yeah, because I just to something, just to say here, I don't think anything is going to come out of that. Yeah.
I was hoping something came out of it.
I rather doubt it. Because the incident happened last week, Saturday into Sunday, okay, and I was finally able to see the officer on not the Monday, not the Tuesday. I saw the officer on Wednesday night, okay, and like they had to start the whole process all over again, come back to my brother's residence and so on. They had to start the whole process. So that was Wednesday night. So you have Thursday, you have Friday, you have Saturday again, you have Sunday. Today is Monday. The guys who did what they did there, highly unlikely those things are going to be in their possession still.
No, by now, no.
So you see what's going on here, and that's despite the fact I provided video, I provided a pic of the main suspect, right? That's despite that. So when I listened to what I was being told at the CID offices there, it didn't sound like there's anything much they can do. That's the way that's the way it sounded to me. And today, this week is going to be by Friday it'll be like 2 weeks.
It'll be 2 weeks already.
So I don't think anything's going to happen.
Hopefully
but as
they
I
can
said,
still make an arrest and they have video evidence, so that should be enough. Even though they don't get the stuff, maybe that the video evidence would be enough to make an arrest and see what happens after that.
they were saying that the video isn't all that clear.
Oh,
And that's probably true, but there was a main suspect. There's a main suspect, and I provided the name, actually got the name of the suspect, right, who was in the area snooping around and so on, all right? So all they have to do is just go and get that guy. I said to them, go get that guy, and then you can question him. You say, well, you have to get a search
Something
warrant,
called a search warrant,
and, this kind of, and they must have credible evidence to go on. Every time I start hear that kind of talk, I say,
you
bye-bye,
figure,
sir.
okay, you know what?
They're not going
nothing's gonna
anywhere.
happen with
They're not going
okay.
anywhere. But anyway, we shall see.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Okay, what should I do first? Facebook or WhatsApp? You choose.
Oh, you see. These days you're in control.
Okay, let's do Facebook.
The boss is not around.
Yeah. So Pius Snappy, yeah man, the first to chime in. Good morning, Pius. He says good morning. He sends some hearts and 100%. Love to you, Pius. Mwah. Sharon Peter, she says good morning, Rev-Up family. Happy New Week. The same thing again. Good morning, Sharon Peter. Kisses too. Good morning to Floral Studio. She says wherever you are, Floral Studios. Good morning. It's good to have you here.
Morning, Sharon. Morning to the staff of Floral Studios.
Floral Studios. Christine Shalry says, blessed Monday to you both. Thank you, Christine. Mwah. Alex Leonti says, good morning to everyone. Alexandrine Lisa says, good morning, Rev-Up family. Blessed Monday. Thank you, Alexandrine. Kisses. Mwah. Sharon Peter is back. Sharon. She says, happy New Week. Martha Sharp. Good morning, Martha. She says, amazing morning, Mr. Andre. Lovely keynote. Peace and love. Pleasant day, everyone.
Same to you.
Thank you,
Same to you,
Martha.
Martha Shop.
Lisa Bikar. I hope I'm saying that correctly, Lisa.
Could be Bika. Could be Bika.
Biker. She says, good morning. Good morning, sweetie. How are you doing? Josiane Alexander Larcher says, good morning, River family. A blessed and productive week to
Morning,
all.
Josie.
Good morning, Josiane. John McCurdy says, blessed good morning, River family. Good morning, John. Thank you. Sharon Peter says, Tony, we miss you. Yeah,
Bet you.
I know. Josie and Alexander says, sure, Tony, we miss you dearly. Sharon Peter says, Rev-Up is blaring in South Jersey.
Alrighty. Thank you, Sharon.
Elvin J. Tip Workers. The eyes have it, Elvin. The eyes have it. Thank you so much for, chiming in and, thank you. Madeline Alexander says, a blessed Monday to everyone. Wow, I'm not sure why. Floral Studios Limited says, good morning, Rev-Up from Floral Studios at Anchorage Unit 3. Good morning. It's good to have you here. Catherine McPhee's in the house. She says, good morning, Andre and Keena.
Morning, Catherine.
Josie Stevens says, vote for good healthcare people. Yeah, I think when you were talking about this young, So thanks for that, Josie. Madeline Alexander returns, says, this is nice of you, Andre. Not sure what it is.
Well, thank you, Madeline.
But thank you, Madeline. Barbara Augustine says, good morning, my River family. A missing toenail. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we all feel the loss.
Yes.
We all feel the loss.
Alan Richards says, morning, Andre and Keena. Someone else says, Madeline Alexander says, Tony was everything beautiful you can put together, and he had a smile one can never forget. Aww. Pearlfoot Baby Henry says, Rev-Up St. Lucia will never be the same without Tony, but we will remember him always. Good morning to the Rev-Up family and all in the chat room. Thank you so much, Pearl. We appreciate you and your comment. Mwah. Someone else chimed in and says, Ticina Lovely says, so true, we miss him dearly. Yes, we do. Barbara Augustine also chimed in again and she says, yes, Keena, he was always smiling, at peace, sleeping. Food Baby Return says, Andre, keep these jokes coming every day so we could smile and remember Tony.
The thing is that Tony's the one who kind of understands. Even if I tell you, you won't even get it.
Yeah, but they still want to hate, though. We still want to hate the stories. Sils Rob of Fiction says, good morning, Andre and Keena. A wonderful day to you both. I know that Tony is no more, but it will take me a little while to understand that I will no more hear him on radio. Sad. So please take good care of yourself because we will need you around for a very long time to come. May God bless, protect, and keep you safe always. Oh, thank you, Sils. Madeline Alexander returns. She says, you don't know anything by then, but I would choose cremation.
And somebody's just messaged me saying that that's how they want to go as well.
Cremation? Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be cremated too when my time comes.
Me, same here. Oh, we all choosing cremation.
I think
wonder
so.
why.
I think so.
Zai Sweetness says, Jesus' friend was Lazarus. Oh, yes.
Right. Lazarus.
Thank you, Zai.
Thank
That's
you.
why we love you, Mwah. Alexandrian Lisa says, cremation for me. Madeline Alexander says, some people think being mean to others, behaving like the big bad wolf is a good thing. No, it's not. James Thaddeus says, Chef Thaddeus is locked on. Thank you, James. Thank you for touching base. It's good to have you here. Oh, Salette Dupre Camille. She's in the house. She says, good morning, all blessings now and always. Thank you, Salette. James as well. Kisses. Mwah. Ticina Lovelace returns. Good morning, Rev-Up-holics. Siobhan Mathrin says, good morning, guys. Great show as always. Jennifer Volney, he's saying good morning to Jennifer Volney. May is in the house. She says good morning to Keena, Andre, and all Rev-Up listeners. Have a marvelous Monday and productive week. Madeline Alexander says, welcome to St. Lucia. Welcome to St. Lucia and the law. Not sure what she's referring to.
Police.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was 4 minutes ago, so you're right. Catherine McPhee says, justice delayed is justice denied. So sad. James Thaddeus returns and says, good morning, Andre, Paul, and Miss. Hi, James. Thank you so much. Sharon Montut says, good morning. Good morning, Sharon. How you doing? Over to the WhatsApp platform now. 1 second. Okay, there we go. Someone says, good morning to Andre and Keena. You guys look fresh and energetic on this beautiful Monday. I was told the funeral had a great turnout. Good to hear. Enjoy the rest of your day from Marcy from Canada. Thank you, Marcy.
Hey, Marcy.
Appreciate it. Someone else chimed in, says, Good morning, Andre and Kina. Blessed Monday to you both. I need your help to find a gentleman that assisted me with my vehicle at the top of Bodleal on Sunday, 17 September. He was riding a motorbike. I didn't get his number, and I have a gift for him. My number is, and she's okay. So if you're out there, you have a motorbike, and you help someone on at the top of the Bodleal
Wow.
on Sunday, 17th November. That individual Martin is trying to get in touch with you because he has a gift for you and he wants to thank you for your assistance. So if you're hearing this, I have a number here. Should I?
Of course,
The
definitely.
number is 484-2208. And anyone listening, spread the message so they get in touch with Martin. 484-2208. The number again, 484-2208. So I'll take the number as well. So if you do spread it, I have it.
And you can also
484.
announce it again during your
Yes.
shift. Now that you mentioned the Badley, let me just disturb you for a minute with a very interesting story. I think I was waiting for an opportunity to share the story. So somebody who I know, right, was telling me, no need to mention any names, was telling me that their son was ill, right, many years ago, a few years ago. The son was ill, and he was taken to the hospital. He was having a particular episode, right, and they left the hospital, I think, either late at night or early in the morning. When I say early in the morning, wee hours of the morning, they left the hospital. So they were heading back up the Badalil, okay, where I think they lived in Dennery. And the person who was supposed to take them home, he didn't have sufficient fuel in his vehicle. So he took them to the foot of the Badalil. You know, there's a bridge there, right? The foot of the Badalil, and said to them, I cannot make it up the Badalil.
Oh, wow.
Okay, to pass the Badalil and go down to Dennery. I don't have enough fuel in my vehicle. So they put this man, his girlfriend at the time, and their son, who just came in the hospital.
Right.
And they were left now to find their way to Dennery. Wow. And imagine, all right, I was told that by the mother that the boy's father took the boy, put him on his back, and climbed the Badalil all the way up there with that boy on his back. I've always been fascinated by that story.
Oh my word, that's definitely. Oh my gosh,
That is amazing.
that's a story we needed to hear today.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Oh, yes, it is.
For the father to have put the boy on his back. Remember, he's sick.
Yes.
They don't have a right and to walk up that Badalil. I mean, I drive up there very, very often.
Even the vehicle's kind of, do something going up there a
Exactly.
little bit, you know.
And I mean, that guy must have
Wow.
been,
That's
he's
amazing.
strong. Yeah, got some strong arms and some strong legs. To have done something like that, that is amazing. And remember, it was also dangerous because remember,
Oh yeah, because you don't know.
You don't know who
oncoming
can
vehicles,
attack you and all
don't
kind of
know-
thing.
Right. Wow.
wow. I wonder if maybe any vehicles had gone past them and maybe they didn't stop or something. I wonder. Yeah, I'm
I would
thinking
love to
about.
hear what happened.
Yeah,
I'm
interesting
sure
story.
back home and stuff like that. But that's definitely a hero right there.
Mm-hmm. Big time. So,
The
bravo to
extent
that father.
Parents go to for their children.
Bravo.
Bravo.
And I just heard there from. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I heard there from Mr. Franklin, the gentleman I told you who had the dance for the sick child.
Right.
In fact, let me show you a pic of the girl. That's who she is there. A young lady.
She's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And you could tell she's not 100%,
Yes, you
right?
can.
You could tell.
You can.
So he sent something. He just sent this. It wasn't for me. I think he just sent it out to maybe all his contacts. So here's what he's saying. That's I call him Mr. Franklin. He says, hello people. I'm sending this message to thank all who helped me with the sponsoring my fundraising event. It was fairly attended, as I said, but sales was poor. I had to run a barbecue on the following day to try to make up sales, but went home with most of the drinks. Ticket sales was poor. People who was selling tickets returned the tickets. Efforts was not strong enough. Some of them. I'm just quoting him. I'm not trying to put it in proper English or anything like that. Efforts was not strong enough. Some of them I not even seen, but I'm not giving up. I have a merchant. I am already planning my next event, a private party, all inclusive for 150 people, only $100 per person. I'm looking at Christmas Eve at my house or the Castries Market, Old School and Country Western, $20 for a ticket. Yeah, And it says, give your comment, people. Remember, we are trying to raise $100,000.
Can I have his number, Andre?
Sure, no problem. I'll send it for you right away.
I'll see what I could do.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
exactly what I was saying, that it must have been very disappointing and disheartening for the gentleman.
Yeah, very. I can imagine. Sorry, sending you kisses. I hope that helps and more people will, help the cause. Mwah, mwah. Thanks for accepting my call. Mr. Sylvester is in the house. He says Lazarus and he sends a heart. And it was good to see him on Friday too. He definitely.
Yes, he came in.
He came, so it was good that.
And he wanted to meet Zen.
Yes.
But he was saying, well, he couldn't see him.
He couldn't see him.
Yeah, but Zen was there.
Yeah. Someone else chimed in and says, good morning, have a blessed week. I pray that God heals your hearts and you take time out for some self-care. Much love from Rupina.
Yes, that's Rupina from Canaries.
Okay. Oh, hi, Rupina. I've never heard that name. Very unique. Mwah. Good morning. Someone else chimed in and says, good morning to all. And TP had a good vision too. He never met me in person. He only saw my pic when I came to visit. TP and AP and TP made me out through the glass door. He shouted that, Sunshine Charles! I was so impressed with him. I'm still grateful I happened to meet him. TP and AP, blessings to you all. Hi, Kiki. Good morning, Sunshine. I feel AP, you should just leave it alone for your safety and your family. It's earthly riches. Just protect yourself and your property from these worthless thieves.
But the problem is that these guys are out there.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
And they will go to make somebody else's life miserable. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone else chimed in and says, wonderful program this morning. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gigs. Thank you so much. Someone else chimed in and says, good morning, Andre Kina. You are so correct regarding having a last will and testament. It does make things easier. I do work at a law firm and my boss advised our staff to do a will. It doesn't matter how small or little that we possess. Just in case, thank you for giving us that information. Can you tell us how much it costs, please? So we could pass on that information. That would be pretty handy.
I think so.
Someone else chimed in and says, blessed love to Kiki, Andre. Have a wonderful day and blessed week. That's the final person to chime in, Andre. Yep. You have anybody chiming in on your phone? Also want to say good morning to Anthony. Anthony, thank you for supporting Andre right through and what you did. And to the listeners who called, who sent their text messages, who prayed for us, who supported us in any way, we want to say thank you so much.
Okay.
And to Linda, DBS as well,
Oh,
and all the
yes,
staff
Linda,
over
thank you
there
so
as
much.
well. Thank you so much for what you are doing and what you did as well.
And
We
thank you for
appreciate
your
it.
patience, especially for
Yes.
this morning. We started a little later because we had the public service announcement from the independent candidate for ancillary cannery. So thank you very much for your patience. Much appreciated. Okay, so you did both platforms?
Yes, I did. Both
Alrighty.
platforms.
Okay, so anything you want to mention before we call it a day? What's coming up on your show? I know you have Rev-Up the Homegrown today, right?
Yes, I do.
From
Immediately. 11:30 to 12:30 p.m., 1 hour of local music. Also want to say good morning to Albert. He said to us, hope you have a wonderful day, although I hear from your voice that you're not doing well. Hope you're feeling better soon.
Your voice?
Yeah, it's a little bit deeper. So yeah, the person is right. So thank you so much, Albert, for that. After on today's program, the Rev-Up Center, Puff Daddy is doing big things in prison. He has this program out there called Free Game with Diddy.
Free game with
Yes,
Diddy.
where he shares business and life lessons behind bars. So he's been doing that for the last 6 months, and it's going well with the inmates there too. So that's something good that he's doing while he's incarcerated.
His lawyers are trying their best to have him serve. Just maybe, actually, let him go. That's what they're looking
That's not
for.
going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think so. Especially
think
considering that the judge has been very firm with him.
Yeah.
Even like bail and so on. Yeah, the judge sees him in a particular light, so it's going to be very,
Because
very
of, you
difficult.
see, and again, goes back to his history,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that precedes you. And that's what's happening in that case, you know, because they've been trying to get him out of prison. No matter how much money they offer, he's still there.
I think his lawyers are saying that basically he's ruined. He's just ruined. He's destroyed because of all the negative publicity and so on. His businesses will suffer. You know, all the endorsements he was doing, things like that. He's going to. Oh my God!
And that's why it's important. We don't really think about it, about what we do to. It always catches up. We keep saying that all the time. Karma, when it comes back, you can't get away from it. Just be nice. Just do good. Why is it so difficult?
It's saying that the charges that he was found guilty on, they said that's the first person that they know of that these charges have stuck.
But he did so many other things.
But apparently, it's still against the law. What he was doing, although they said it wasn't for him to make money, is what we call a voyeurism. That's how he gets his kicks, kind of thing. Yeah. So.
Well, you know what? You hurt someone. You hurt more than one. Eventually, he's going to catch up. Plus, you broke the law.
And I think there's a lesson here for people who are rich and so on. I think you must always try to be humble when you see you're extremely wealthy. Try to be as humble as you can and try your best. Try your best not to take advantage of people, especially people who are more vulnerable, people who are poorer than you. Try your best not to take advantage of anyone, especially, I'm talking about the males now, especially not taking advantage of females who are vulnerable. And I think it's important, even if you don't ask God to help you, but keep a prod on yourself to tell yourself, I promise myself not to take advantage of people who are less powerful than I am. And I think that's the problem.
That's the problem too, because they figure I have all the riches I could get out of it at
any
given time.
I could do what I want.
For a period of time it works, but when the law clamps down, sometimes you can't get out of it. And the other thing I want to mention too, Andre, is that always put yourself or family member in that person's shoes that you're trying to take advantage of. How would you feel if someone was to do it to your wife, your sister, your mother, your brother? You're not going to like it. Don't do it. Stay humble. Don't use your power and influence to inflict pain on another human being. Don't ever.
Yeah.
Right. As well, on the Rev-Up Center, scientists are warning.
So just quickly, right? I think his sentencing date, I think is October 3rd. Yeah, that's coming up.
That's like this week.
No,
is it? No, next
week. No, let me say that's this week. Yeah, because tomorrow is already the end of the month.
Yeah, so it would be Thursday.
Somewhere around there, or Friday, around there.
Or whatever. Yeah. Wow, already. I don't think he's going to come out. If he does, he should, be thanking God and walking that straight line after that.
He will have to do some time.
Yeah.
There's no choice on that
definitely.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Scientists are warning that dim light, especially from the phones and screens, it could seriously affect your quality of sleep and your long-term health. Because a lot of times we, on the phone, whilst in bed, we're like on the phone, but we don't think of the consequences it's going to have on our quality of sleep and our health in the long term. So I'm going to touch on that as well. The UK is pushing for mandatory digital ID cards for workers coming into the UK. That way, they clamp down on people who are going to be working illegally there, so that's something else. And the population growth globally has been declining. So I think you read something about St. Lucia some time ago when NIC coming out, but now they're saying that it's a global problem. So I will touch on that as well. Trump is planning on buying TikTok for the United States, so I'll touch on that too. Ever heard of Bluey?
Bluey?
Yes, children love to watch Bluey.
No. What is that?
It's some there's Bluey and Bingo. It's some cartoon for children. I remember my niece watching it. I'm hearing it's Bluey. So the voices that we hear, who Bluey is or Bingo, there's a reason why these individuals are not being credited, and I'm going to break that down a bit further. Do you talk to yourself sometime, Andre?
Yeah, of course I do.
Well, that's a good thing, because psychologists are saying it's a positive thing to be, talking to yourself and calling yourself by name. And I'm going to say why that happens. Why is it a positive thing? There's a lot of people think, okay, there, you're cray on that side.
But of course, if I find myself, I say to myself, But I just put the thing right there. I just put the thing right there. I don't understand.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't understand.
That's fine.
Every time you're talking to yourself.
So psychologists and scientists say it's a good thing that we could talk to ourselves.
The one that is kind of freaky, and I've seen it so often already, although it's not really as rampant as it used to be, you see somebody maybe walking in the middle of the city and they're having this conversation with themselves.
This full-blown conversation.
Full-blown conversation. They're going on and on and on, just talking to themselves. That's a freaky looking thing when you see it.
It is. But there's nothing wrong with it. Especially when you see them and depending on how the person's demeanor is, you should know the difference. But it's all good. It's good to be, having conversations with yourself out loud. There's nothing wrong with it.
But the first reaction is that this person is not of sound mind.
Yes.
That's the first thing you think, what's going on here?
Yes.
But when you really think about it as well, we all do it.
We all do it.
We all do it at some
we
point.
all do it. I do it all the time. Yeah.
All right.
I do it all the time. And have you ever dated a firstborn daughter, Andre?
A firstborn daughter? Mm-hmm. What do you mean?
There are perks to that.
Say again, what?
If you date a firstborn daughter, there are perks to it.
Perks to that?
Have you?
So what was
Did you get any perks?
I don't recall dating a firstborn daughter. You said that?
Yes.
That's a good question.
That must have been your best relationship. Think about it and you'll tell me tomorrow. So maybe I'll hold that one off for tomorrow.
Who came down for the funeral? Abina's mom.
Oh,
yeah.
She was there?
Heather Pilgrim.
Oh.
So she's actually in St. Lucia. I hadn't seen her in probably about how many years, more years? A long time I hadn't seen her.
That's great.
When I met Abina at the seaport there, and I hugged Abina, I said to her, now let me go and hug your mommy. You know how long I haven't heard that lady?
Oh my goodness. At least under the circumstances, it was fine, right?
Yeah. So let me say good morning to Heather. She was a former radio announcer, actually.
I remember you saying so.
Yes. That's how we actually met.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, back in the day, I was at RCI, and she came there, and she started when I started, and I started when she started.
And she gave you your firstborn.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. Right. It was her as well. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I hadn't seen a mom in a while.
You're smiling, so that's good. Seeing Abina and her mom.
So she was a firstborn female in the family. Yeah. So I guess I have.
Yeah. So there you go. You see. I'm gonna hold off on that one for tomorrow, so we go deeper into it.
All right.
Why dating a firstborn? I ain't no firstborn female, that's for sure. So that and more, but 11:30 is about that time.
Yes, folks, we have Rev Up the Homegrown coming up next with Kina. So Kina will be with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon with all the goodies. Then from 3 until 5, Zen the DJ will be on. I want to say good morning to Zen. Thanks, Zen, for coming over and and helping and everything that you did, and even being here live, etc., and putting the ad together for our dance coming up on the 11th of October. And so Zen will be with you until 5 o'clock this afternoon. Then from 5, we'll be having Paul Politic with Mary Polius until 6 o'clock this evening. All right? So, Kina, have yourself a great show, man.
And have yourself a great day.
All right. Thank you very much. So this has been Hard Drive for today, Monday, the 29th of September. Brought to you the compliments of Rambali's Funeral Parlor, JJ's Paradise, and Joseph Shipping Agency. Joseph Shipping Agency, the only agency in St. Lucia with 24 hours efficient service. When everyone else is asleep, we are awake. Call Joseph Shipping Agency at 484-8888. That's 484-8888. Joseph's Shipping Agency. Seafood Wednesday nights continue every Wednesday at the Mangrove at JJ's Paradise. Come get your seafood boil, grilled lobster, grilled fish, seafood Alfredo, seafood kebabs, and seafood pizza. Side dishes include seasoned rice, mashed potato, and tossed salad. Remember to always check JJ's Paradise at the Mangrove, Marigo Bay for Seafood Wednesday nights. A special treat awaits you.
At Randall's Funeral Parlor, we truly care. During life's most difficult moments, we want you to know you are not alone.
At Ram Bally's, we are dedicated to providing dignity, compassion, and comfort when you need it the most.
Our caring team is here to walk with you every step of the way, whether it's in planning a gentle farewell or celebrating the beautiful life of your loved one.
We understand how precious they are, and we promise to honor their memory with the utmost respect and love.
Let us help you find peace and solace during this challenging time.
Please reach out to us at
758-452-2021, Castries, or 758-454-9239, Latuni, Viewfort, or visit us at ramballiesfuneral.com.
We're here for you, ready to listen, support,
and serve with heartfelt compassion. You can lean on us.
At Ram Valleys,
we care.
You're listening to Rev-Up Slu, the Alpha Radio, 95.9 FM.